Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, The Latino Wrist Shots here on YouTube. My name is Andres, and for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Christopher Ward C60 Lumière. Now, I have had this one for approximately 2 weeks. It's on loan from Andy at Andy's Watches. He was kind enough to let me try this one out, take a few pictures, record a few videos of it. And Andy, thank you so much for letting me handle this one and get to experience it, because it's been quite a positive experience, I have to say. So we're going to be talking about the specs and dimensions, my personal thoughts about this one, my opinions, what my experience overall has been during the last 2 weeks with this one. So let's put the camera and check it out. All right, so specs and dimensions of this watch. The case overall is 41 millimeters, while the lug to lug is 47.90, almost 48 millimeters. The lug width is 22 millimeters, and then the thickness, or the thinness rather, is 10.85. Not even 11 millimeters. We have a signed crown with the Christopher Ward logo, screw down, which provides it with 300 meters of water resistance, and then if we flip it around, we have a display case back showcasing the Sellita SW300-1. It is cost certified, and it gives it approximately 56 hours, if I'm not mistaken, of power reserve, and a timing tolerance of -4 plus 6 seconds per day. The bezel itself, it snaps right into place. It lines up where it needs to. It doesn't have any play, but it's yet easy to operate and nice on the tactile feeling. I'm gonna leave it straight at 12 o'clock where it should be. And then I'm gonna put it next to the mic so you guys can hear it. We also have a helium escape valve. Despite the thickness, usually on thicker divers and below 11 millimeters, it just shows the engineering and the great design behind Christopher Ward and their watches. Taking a closer look at the dial, it has a grainy texture, but this orange really pops. I've had zero issues matching this with different outfits, and as a matter of fact, I've loved that I have that extra pop of color in the dial of this watch. Having those loomed chunky white indices really helps giving a good contrast in order to tell the time. I love the skeletonized hands, and then also how the seconds hand is pretty much blacked out, and you can really notice the Trident, which has become synonymous with Christopher Ward. The entire case is titanium, as well as the bracelet. Now, I wore it on the bracelet a couple times, especially during the weekend, and it's really comfortable, really thin. We have the Christopher Ward logo on the clasp, and then underneath it, we have it written. If we open the clasp, we also have it, where is it? Right there. And then my toolless micro adjustment. It's going to be very easy to either loosen it up or tighten it up, depending on your preferences. And overall, it's really a great bracelet, very well done, full titanium. I primarily wore it during the week on a strap because most of my job involves typing and writing notes, so I didn't want to damage or scratch the clasp too much, given that I wanted to keep it in the best condition possible to give it back to Andy. But even then, it looks so good on the strap. 41 millimeters was just perfect for my wrist. And a lot of it had to do, I think, with the design. I love that the bezel is relatively, not thick, but it has certain real estate on the watch itself, so it minimizes the actual size of the dial. The colors help too, and then the thinness, I think, is a huge factor in it. As I put it on, I actually love that it's 41 millimeters. I think for a dial like this and just how attractive it is, I would not have wanted it to be smaller than what this is. I mean, maybe I would be curious to see what a 39 millimeter looks like, But the size of the Tudor Black Bay 54, which is 37, I think, given the gradiency, given how vibrant this is, it would be a disservice not to have it with this size. I've loved every time to be able to tell the time so easily. The indices are so chunky, the lume is amazing, fully lume bezel as well. And then one of my favorite things was the skeletonized hands. I think it made it also easier to read the time. Great contrast. And then on the bracelet, I think really was my favorite. I have it right now on the Strap Habit Pro Diver. It's thick compared to the actual watch, but it still looks good. However, it's just butter on the bracelet. Having a full titanium watch and full titanium bracelet is just such a cool factor. You forget that it's on wrist, and I mean that in a good way, but this thrives in the summer. Or if you're in a place where, you know, it's sunny all the time, good weather, then you could probably wear this all year round. And it didn't clash with any of my outfits. I usually do like outfit checks on TikTok, and it went well. I think on the bracelet, it's definitely more neutral and you can pair it up with different things. But had I had more 22 millimeter straps, I probably would have worn it even more and tested out different outfits, because I feel the orange, the black, and the white that we have as a colorway for this piece goes pretty much with anything. Think I've rambled enough for today's video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts, concerns, questions, and of course, I'll get back to you guys as always. And again, Andy, thank you so much for letting me try out this watch. It was incredible, and I think in the future, I just might need to add one into the collection. And out of all of them, it's probably going to be also the orange. And I dare say I would go with this orange over the Doxa. So that kind of says a lot. But I'll see you guys around on the next one. Thank you for watching. Ciao.